So I realized I hadn't given an update in a while. I guess that's what happens when I'm just working through some stuff. Essentially what I've been doing is, especially this particular unit, the disc was froze up and needed a new bearing. So I got the disc out. I actually was able to get everything out okay. So what I'm doing right now is we have our old bearings. I do have the new races and one side of the bearing in. I'm gonna grease up the other, put grease into the bearing, and we'll get it put back together. But overall, it's been a nice day. Have everything hooked up in the cab for the ag leader. Have the front tank on. Had the video of that earlier, but yeah, we'll get that this unit put back on. I think with going through all the other units, we're pretty fine. So it was mostly just this one that would, towards the end of last season, we were just looking to get done, but it was really digging into the dirt, not spinning. So we'll get this taken care of and get it put back together. So I was able to get out those bearings changed out on the single disc fertilizer openers. There was just one of them that was froze. The rest of them, actually what it needed was the adjustments for the knife that goes down right next to the blade. In addition to that, the depth wheels, there was 2 bearings out there. So now what I'm doing is, if we look on the back, the tail wheel assembly, closing wheel assembly, has a lot of slop. So I got the parts, and then I've already changed this one. I've actually done, so this is my 3rd one. But if you look, put in those new bushings and bolts, it's gonna be good. So we'll get these changed out. It's just 2 bolts on each side and then the bushings. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go, and we'll be good to go. that's a wrap for today. It actually went pretty well. It's later than I thought it was going to be, but it could be worse. Tomorrow, actually, I'm a little bit behind, so I'm going to take soil samples tomorrow, grid out some of the fields, so we'll see how it goes. But what I'm going to go do right now is one of the fields that I have in the back here that I do is across the creek, and so oftentimes before a couple years ago when we replaced the culvert, a lot of times in the winter we'd get the big rains or the big thaws, and it'd wash everything out. So I'm going to do that right now. You guys are pretty much blinded by the sun right now. So for the most part, need to get in and clearing out the trash in front of it. A little bit of erosion need to fix right there. See some settling. My guess is when the creek gets going high, it flows over top a little bit, but everything is still pretty good. So yeah, guess it's time to call it a night. Perfect weather out though. Wow.